3, 2, 1.
It's lollipop music, bro.
What?
Lollipop.
Fuck?
Say lollipop music, like, you know, easy music.
I've never heard that saying before.
I've had lollipop.
So after I counted down, you're talking.
I love you too.
What's going on, world? This is the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast coming to you with your boys Peter,
Yo.
Mohammed,
Yo.
myself, Yemi. We're here today to review Miss Banks' new mixtape, Banks Statement. But before we get to the review, make sure you subscribe to the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast on YouTube. Hit that bell so you're notified whenever we drop new stuff. And while you're there, watch a video or two, spread the word, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be most grateful. But now, on to the review. Miss Banks' new mixtape, Banks Statement, her first since 2019's The Coldest Winter Ever 2. If you don't know who Miss Banks is, she is a rapper from South London, gang. She's been in the game for she's been in the game for a few years now, and has become known as kind of one of the more premier female voices or woman voices in the game. She's got hits such as Snack and Bad B Bop, and now she's returned with a new mixtape, Banks Statement, which, obviously given the name, is going to be quite a statement to make. So it's about 9 tracks. It features the likes of Tion Wayne, features Naira Marley. It also features someone else whose name escapes me, but it's also got production by the likes of friend to the show, JD Reed, Ebenezer, KZ, Foreplay, Rexy, and more. And yeah, it's a short and sweet one. It's about like 25, 26 minutes. And I feel like with Miss Banks, she's become known more so for the kind of party tunes, the sexy tunes and that sort of thing. And with this one, I feel like there is more of a balance in terms of that versus kind of the more, we get into her psyche a bit more as far as like the content and what she's talking about. And we get to know the person behind all those hits, and we get to know the person behind all of that sexuality. So, yeah, Banks Statement, Miss Banks. I'll start with Mo.
That's great, cracking.
What did you think of Miss Banks' Banks Statement?
This is my first tape I've ever sat on Miss Banks. Couldn't hear myself. Yeah, this is the first tape I've ever sat with Miss Banks, and I was going into expecting one thing, and the first 5 songs was kind of what I was expecting.
What did you expect?
Party tunes out there, box park music. Do you know what I mean? Just any hype songs essentially that would just get played across the radio and across whenever you're outside, because that's what she's been consistent at. And to be honest, I think one of the only females that's leading that charge anyway. So I wasn't expecting any lyrical miracle or anything like that. I was just expecting happy-go-lucky. But the deeper, it's like you said, the deeper I went into the album, the more we started to dissect more about her. The more we started to see the level in emotion, whereby it was, I think it was Bear With Me when she was just getting a little bit more emotional. And I was just like, I was telling you earlier, I was like, yo, I prefer these songs than the, I'll be honest, I want to hear more. Like, you're rapping, I'm telling you, you sing, the sensitivity. Like, yeah, that's the shit I want. Like, give it to me. So,
you
like,
want the sensitivity?
Hey, man, what can I say? I'm a sensitive soul. And when Miss Banks wants to give sensitivity, I'll take it. It is what it is. But like, I genuinely was telling I was like, yo, that's what I want. And then I wasn't expecting, like, it took me for a left turn. I was like, wait, my shit on shuffle, fam. Let me go check. And I went, like, no, honestly, it was that. And then it was, so it was that. Just the more she started talking, the more I dissected it. I appreciated it. Her party songs were phenomenal to me. Type of Way's a banger. Type of Way, that's a banger. The one she's got Too Far as well, is that the one with Tion?
No,
Type of Ways with Tion.
Too Far's another song that I've got down here as well. Too Far's a banger as well. So with this, I genuinely thought it was going to be one wave, but she gave me an amazing balance. Like, the first half was all, to me, all party songs, and she knocked out the park. But then the sensitivity, the onion cutting back and just peeling more layers of her, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah. Like, analogies.
What'd you say?
Analogy.
I'm in my bag, fam. I just didn't like the last album. But yeah, the more I generally, because this is my first time I ever listened to her, so there's just shit I didn't know about her. Like, I didn't even know Miss Banks could sing. I've heard her sing, but I didn't know she could sing like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know she had a voice. So, like, everything encompassed, like, you get me? I appreciate the shit out of this album. Like, I genuinely appreciate the shit out of this album, because I think bar Sims, there's not another female in the UK that really bang heavy. Like, I don't think we've got one that I really, slap it on. Like, do you know what I mean? Because a lot of Miss Banks songs are for the females. Like, I can't imagine all 4 of us listening to Snack in the car, fam. There's no chance. But I really fucked with this album. Me and Daniel listened to it on the way here as well because I listened to it yesterday. But she's someone that I said I want to give to. I kind of need to go back to. So I was like, let me sit on it again today on the way to Arsenal and all that. I was like, let me really, really dissect it.
Yeah.
I was like, nah. She gave me what I wanted and more. So I can't. That's the only thing you can ask from your rapper.
Yeah.
And I loved how concise it was. 27 minutes. Phenomenal job.
Yeah, yeah.
For 27 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's a phenomenal time before a mixtape. If you
Concise.
ask me. Yeah. What can I say? Let me take that word next time. But I fucked with it. Generally, she gave me everything I wanted. I can't complain, man.
Yeah, I want to echo the same thoughts, man. I really, really enjoyed this, man. It was also the first projects that I'd heard of Miss Banks as well. I've obviously heard the Lucy's being out and stuff, but this was the first time I really got to just sit down with her music. So I didn't really have any expectations. And I really enjoyed the music, man. I think the first track kind of just set the tone.
Yeah.
And I think it was just an opportunity for her to just bar off. And I really liked it, man. I liked hearing what she does lyrically, you know what I mean? And trying a different type of flow in that. And I just liked the flex that she was on. And then just going through track after track, I just thought this, as I was listening to it, I was just like, yo, man, this girl really don't miss, man. She really knows how to make a hit. Like, she really does. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed what I got from it. Yeah, man, I'm going to continuously try and listen to Miss Banks as much as I can. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I really enjoyed her singing as well, which I didn't know she did. And she's got a very, very nice voice. So, you know, I hope to hear more of that as well. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed it.
I hear that.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to echo you guys' sentiments as well. I really, really enjoyed it as well. And I think with me, because I had the pleasure of actually talking to her about the album and interviewing her, I kind of had more of an appreciation for what went into both, like all of the songs and the whole album. Like, generally, it is very, very concise. I feel like while she's been making hits and not necessarily making projects, she's always had a presence. But I think she made her presence very much known with this project. I feel like it's a statement of intent, especially when it comes to the first song, Bluff. Like, that is very much like sending for anybody who feels like she's like any dunce cap that doesn't know her way around the industry or any kind of like her art, basically. So when you start a song like that, especially over the drill production, that's when you know like she's not here for play. And even with the kind of the bops like Party and Type of Way and all those songs, Favorite Girl, even though they are party tunes, like, she's spitting, man. Like, I feel like I don't want to necessarily say that there's a limit to the kind of how lyrical you can be on those type of tunes, but with her, she's so concise and she gets to the point so well, like it just slaps because of it. Like, she very much knows how to, like, she's a good writer. Like, I very much appreciate her writing on this project as well. Her and Tion obviously get on like a house on fire. Her and Naira on Party, they did their thing as well. Bear With Me and Too Far, the last tunes, like, those mean a lot to her as far as being able to express that, because she's not the most expressive person in that regard when it comes to her personal life. So those songs mean a lot to her, and you can tell. Like, the production suited the mood. Like, she was very much bearing her soul.
Who was the producer?
The producer was...
For what one?
I'd have to...
Was it a different producer for all tracks?
Yeah, there was a
pretty
few
much.
producers. We went down the list.
So Bear With Me was produced by...
Type of Way was JD Reed.
Yep.
Bluff was Slim and Karma Kid.
Foreplay.
Bounce was Ebenezer and Magnus Clausen.
Foreplay done Bear With Me.
Foreplay and Sammy Soso
Yeah.
Okay.
did Bear With Me. And Too Far was 404 Human. So, you know, I think it's pretty much different productions all throughout. And Ebenezer did Bounce. Shout out to Ebenezer.
So it's pretty much everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I think with my main fear going into it, even before I spoke to her, was, okay, we know you can do the party tunes. What else can you do, sort of thing? I know you can sing, and I know you're good at singing, but that is also kind of the tip of the iceberg in a sense. Like, what else can you do as far as artistically? And she very much answered my questions. She delivered a very solid project that kind of gave you everything, a lot of sides to her. Like, she can give you the kind
Question though, even if that's all she could do, would that be a bad thing? If she was doing it very well?
It's a limit though, isn't it?
Yes, because you can't keep doing that.
Why not?
Because for me, and the way I consume music, I need to hear growth in you. I need to hear what you... Even if you're not necessarily open about what your day's like on any particular day on a project, if you go 3-4 years without dropping a project, I want to know what's going on in your life, sort of thing. And if you're not doing the present day, at least dig deeper into what has made you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate the last 2 tracks so much, because we get that. I didn't listen to her last project, but I listened to the project before, and there were hints of that, but only really like maybe a line or two.
Yeah.
Nothing too mad. Whereas these, we've got like actual songs dedicated to that. So, and that to me represents growth. That represents you kind of growing into your own and knowing that, you know, you kind of have to have that other side to you in order to be not necessarily taken seriously, but to just grow and be more of a titan in that regard.
See,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
this was my first project of hers, I kind of got that range instantly.
That's
Do
what-
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because of songs like Bear With Me
Yeah.
and then Bounce and that, do you know what I mean? So I can hear what you're saying, but I can't at the same time because this is really all
Yeah.
I've got to go off with her.
Yeah.
So from listening to her off this, she's kind of got it all.
Hmm.
Like the world is really like hers in the sense where like she can literally do whatever she wants because of that range.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's definitely a process.
Yeah.
Because we've known her as the person that can give us the party tunes.
Yeah.
She hasn't really dropped anything, or at least a single that's digging deep in the way that the last, like Bear With Me and Too Far have.
But that's hard to do, man. I think with singles specifically, it's hard to be introspective and deep on that. The public don't really want to hear that in a single sense.
But you can have
that,
it in
that
your-
can be an album cut, maybe.
But at the same
But
time,
did she have it in her album cuts or no? Was
No.
it was just straight
No.
party tracks?
maybe like early, because when I spoke to her, she was like, I was doing this very early on before I became famous. But when she became famous, she started making those party tunes. She honed in on that.
It's 'cause of
So
Machine as
people
well,
coming into her at that time wouldn't have known that about her. To the same point to you,
Yeah.
because you haven't heard her anything else before this, you think she has all of the range.
Yeah.
Whereas before, she wasn't necessarily showing that as much.
It could,
And I hear you.
it could have been that, obviously, when she came into the game, maybe doing the more introspective. From her perspective, it could have been that, you know what, I've mastered that. Now that like I've got more notoriety, let me try and master this next phase of just throwing out hits and hits.
Could have been just been the label
And maybe
as
that's
well.
what she's doing as well. She signed.
No.
Oh, is she unsigned?
Yeah.
That's
mad,
surprising.
mad. I thought she had a label. That's,
That's
what I was like,
very
maybe the
surprising.
label told her.
I think this one is under the copyright is Miss Banks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, respect to her though.
So yeah.
She's eating.
Yeah, salute to her. Can't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't lie. Salute to her. Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you have mastered certain aspects, it's always good to kind of go into others
Yeah.
and explore those,
Yeah.
which I feel like she does very well on this one. I ain't really got much to complain about, man. I think there are very, very interesting moments on here, especially when she's vulnerable.
Yeah.
The party tunes are very well produced. There's a lot of quotables. She's very, very slick generally.
Yeah.
She's got loads of personality. It's brimming all over this
I
project.
love her tone. I love
Yeah,
her tone
man.
of voice. I love how
Yeah,
she
yeah,
delivers
yeah,
her
yeah.
bars as well.
Yeah, man. She flows like she can rap, man.
Yeah.
Like she can rap.
I didn't know that, by
She's
the
been
way.
rapping, innit?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that as well, man. I didn't know how, like, I didn't know she could rap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I just judging off, because you're naturally going to judge her. Because all I've heard of her is whenever, like, we saw her at Murky, innit, as well. Like, she was at Murky, I believe, yeah. And then all you're judging her of what she's performing, innit, whether it's Snack, whether... So you're never really looking at them thinking, oh, right, you could bar until I sat down with something like, nah, she's talking her shit.
Yeah.
And she's a good
talking her shit.
storyteller as well.
I was actually, yeah, man. Like,
Very good storyteller.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Like even in the party tune, she's telling a story. Like favorite girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
way that the
That's probably
concept
my
of
favorite
that.
song on it.
Yeah.
The concept of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very dope.
Nah, my favourite song would be
My
Sorry, I've
favorite
got my nose.
tunes. I got 3.
Type of Way, Bear With Me, Too Far.
I got Bluff, Bear With Me, and Bounce.
I got Bluff, Type of Way, Favorite Girl, Bear With Me and Party.
I
I've
hear
seen
it.
if we can add 2 more. Then. Some people, we said 3, some people want to do 5.
Shut up, man.
For real. And even
But I like
with-
that we all got different ones, sorry.
Yeah. And even with the party tunes, none of them sound the same.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't really say about her before this. I feel like with Bad B Bop, obviously we had OT Bop or NSG.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit the same because it kind of felt like, okay, what
Yeah.
you doing here? And she sounded a bit repetitive when it came to like the hits back then. Whereas now, I feel like she's got a new lease of life and she's got a good team of producers behind her as well that are going to give her different flavors.
Yeah.
The dancehall, the drill, the Afro beats, like, and it's hitting.
Yeah.
Very, very
Yeah,
precise album.
and that's a good point. And the ear production is very important as well.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, credit for her for even being able to find sounds in which fit together in order for it to sonically kind of mesh into each other. That's a big thing for like any project.
She had a good ear on
this
this album.
You know what I mean? So
She had a very good ear on this
Yeah.
album. Very good.
For sure. Cool. Anything else you want to share?
Big up Miss Banks.
Salute to Miss Banks, man.
Looking forward to the next release, man. Big up Miss Banks.
Sweet. Well, that's that on that. Salute to Miss Banks. Dope album. And listen, looking forward to seeing what happens next for you. But that is that for the review of Miss Banks' bank statement. We'll be back soon. But until then, we are the Rams That Downs podcast. Stay safe, take care, and peace.
Peace.
Salute.